Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. I'm here with a very special guest, and it's been a while, hasn't it, Fanatics? How have you been, man?
Yeah, been well, doing all right, and look, it's been ages since we've last done this live discussion, and it's great to be on again, and I'm looking forward to it actually, and hello to all the viewers, and looking forward to the discussion chat today.
Awesome, as and just quickly as well, Fanatics is, for those of you who don't know, Fanatics is someone I've worked very closely with regarding a lot of the Warriors content. I've seen him in real life too. Shook his hand as well. Right, he's a living legend. But I said a good bloke, and again, you should follow him, subscribe to him, and all that good stuff there. But yes, I sort of thought to myself, or we sort of collectively thought that today would be an episode where we just casually talk about rugby league. There's no real script in front of us. It's just about the way we think. It's just about the way we sort of interpret it and just go there. You know, you got two wild Kiwis in here. Anything can happen. So, without further ado, I suppose we'll sort of get into it, man. A lot's been happening in the international sort of calendar, right, in context to rugby league, bro. So, give me your thoughts, and again, the floor is yours. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. We'll just go from there.
Yeah, so look, international rugby league across the weekend was awesome. Actually, I really enjoyed it. You know, the likes of Lebanon versus Malta was on the Wednesday evening, and then you had the big games: Fiji versus Papua New Guinea, the New Zealand Kiwis versus Tonga, and also the Samoa versus Cook Islands as well. So yeah, you had all those good games across the weekend. And look, I enjoyed it actually. I think it was great to just have international rugby league back on. You know, since 2019 was the last time we saw international rugby league on. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I also live reacted to all of those games actually as well. And also, I did a live reaction to the women's state of origin as well. So yeah, look, I really enjoyed international footy. It's great to have it back on. And New Zealand Kiwis versus Tonga was great. You know, the Tongan supporters there, you know, massive support there for the Tongans. The Kiwis got across the line there. They were too good, but you know, that was a very good performance by the Kiwis, especially Joey Manu. You know, he was outstanding with 400 running meters. You know, absolute freak there, Joey Manu, in that fullback spot as well. So, yeah, that was enjoyable. And I enjoyed the Fiji versus Papua New Guinea game. Actually, that was the game I really enjoyed because it was a good contest. You know, Fiji for me probably I tipped them to win. I didn't really expect the Papua New Guinea to get across the line, but boy, they were brave. You know, they had less possession, and they were, you know, they were very courageous, and they got the victory over the Fiji party. And it was a good performance by them. So, besides that, you know, I thought it was a great weekend of international rugby league, and you know, I know people say State of Origin's the pinnacle game and all that, but for me, international rugby league is the pinnacle for me, and always has been. And you're putting on your colours, your jersey, your country is more important for me than representing the states. So that's where I sit on the international rugby league front as a whole, actually. And I think international rugby league is going to be good at the back end of the year as well with the World Cup coming up.
Awesome. Well said. And I'll follow on what you're saying as well, but just quickly as well, guys, so those who are tuning in, welcome. Yes, the reason why Fanatics and myself are not lagging out is because we're actually using our own mobile devices. So you'll get us in clear HD quality right there in front of your screens, man.
Yep.
So all is good. But yes, I just want to sort of elaborate what you're saying. Look, for mine, out of all the representative games, I'll say that my favorite one to watch, you know, obviously the Kiwis winning is good, which I'll touch on, but my favorite one to watch was Papua New Guinea versus Fiji, and I thought that was the best out of all the games. That's including Origin. I thought that was the best game of the round, including State of Origin. You know, and it's not to bag out State of Origin, but I'll be honest with you, I personally enjoyed that game more.
Agree.
It was a good, tight affair, tough contest, and again, hats off to the winners there. And obviously, one thing that the NRL sort of missed out on, or probably didn't promote more, is the fact that David Mead as well was retiring from International Rugby League. You know, and I thought probably just had to be emphasized on a bit more, but that's a-okay. Yeah, look, for the Kiwis as well, it's always interesting for mine because, I'm a Tongan Kiwi, you know, so always, you know, I bleed the red, I bleed the black, but whenever the two nations meet, I've always got to back the black, you know, it just is what it is. and I was happy that the Kiwis won. It was a quite convincing win, but at the same time as well, noticing that Tonga as well had a young squad too, a few inexperienced players, which obviously would have, would have probably swayed in favour of the Kiwis. But in saying that, at the same time as well, the Kiwi spine looked magnificent. I loved it, and you could tell that with more game under their belt, they're going to be absolutely superb. And the beauty about it as well is for the upcoming World Cup as well, which we should all be focusing on, to be fair with you guys. There's going to be a few mass changes and hopefully more players added, so on and so forth. But look, in saying that as well, I can't wait. But yeah, look, overall, like you touched on, it was great. It was a beautiful thing. International Rugby League, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's the pinnacle there. But yeah, Charlie Hebdo came out as well talking about what he said. He called it the X Factor, and basically saying something along the lines of, "Oh well, guys, there's no more mid-season tests, but we've also got the end of season, and we'll try and work with that." And what were your thoughts on that? That's probably just a little summation of it, but what are your thoughts? Do the NRL really care about International Rugby League, or do you think they just sort of throw it around just to try and look like the good guys here, so to speak?
Yeah, look, I don't believe the NRL do care about the international game. Like I've said many times, I said on Pro Enzo Vitz's podcast, the Ankle Breaker podcast, go check that out. But I said that State of Origin is all the NRL care about. It's about money and television revenue and all that. So, look, Andrew Hebdo, the NRL CEO, saying that is interesting. It's very interesting. Now, does he care about International Rugby League? I don't know. It's hard to say because the NRL's focus is mainly on club level, and it's mainly on State of Origin. That's the pinnacle of the game for them. So to say that is quite interesting, actually. I personally would like to see International Rugby League, the promotion of it, a little bit more higher. I like to see it promoted a lot more, and with it being a World Cup year, it needs to be, in my opinion. It needs to be. You've got the World Cup at the end of the year, and it's in England as well. England aren't really a rugby league country. They're more of a football, rugby union sort of country. But yeah, I think International Rugby League for me is the pinnacle. I believe it's the pinnacle, and I kind of enjoyed the internationals more than the State of Origin, actually. And it might be crazy to say it, but I look forward to the internationals more than the Sunday night Queensland Maroons versus New South Wales Blues. And I'm not saying that because Queensland didn't get up and get the result. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that because that's what I believe. Even though I still enjoy Origin, I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but I enjoy international footy more over the weekend because I thought it was just great to have it on.
No, well said. And just quickly as well, we've got HTV. Can we get a trial? Absolutely, we can. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Come on. There we go. The trial mitt. There you guys. Enjoy it. There. Take a screenshot. Yeah, good on you. Thank you, bro. Yeah, and I cannot wait for Latrell Mitchell to play as well. And I hope the Blues bloody select them. Anyway. Yeah, no, what you touched on as well was actually good there, Fanatics, especially in regards to Origin and stuff. Yeah. I enjoy Origin, and I'm a Blues fan. It has nothing to do with the Blues winning and or losing. It's just that's right. I just enjoy International Rugby League. It is what it is. And I think sort of Jacko here as well actually touched on it. NRL gives token support to the national game and are not going to change anytime soon. I think that's reality. And what's really sad about that is that the last time we had international fixtures more prominently, in a row, should I say, was in 2019. And then lo and behold, we come here, we get some games, and guess what? Rep rounds being cancelled for the next 5 years, right? Like the mid-season, just absolute diabolical. However, in saying that, unfortunately, as beggars, we can't be choosers. So we've got to sort of adapt to what they're saying. And my understanding is that there's going to be end-of-season test matches, right? So in my brain, I'm thinking tours, I'm thinking Pacific Nation tests. I'm thinking, even bring back I think the Kiwis used to tour to PNG, right? Get the Kiwis going back to Papua New Guinea. Like there's just so many wild thoughts in my brain. Tonga versus Samoa series, like an Origin series. Come on, man. Like there's so much you can do here.
Exactly. Exactly
But
right.
but yeah, so that's the other end of the coin there as well. Hang on, just quickly, I'll read the comments too. Origin is not the pinnacle anymore. There's just too many top players who can't yet play. Yet. The Aussie press still claim it the best 34 in the world playing. Yeah, no, I look. If you went back about maybe arguably 20 years ago, maybe you can argue and say 15 years ago, maybe 10. That probably did ring true, I think, to a degree, but not anymore. Not with the amount of players, the influx of players we're getting in, especially the players who are preferring to play, say for a country over Origin. It's definitely, yeah, it is what it is there. All right, just quickly, and I'll read the comments before I ask another question for Fanatics to answer. NRL fat cats may not care about international game, but whether they like it or not, the game will evolve and should be on NRL Club and Origin. From what I hear, NRL and Origin are losing. Well, obviously there was that big 3 million plus view thing, but again, I think it probably had to do with just the fact that Rip Round was there, so people feeling spicy and heated and hot and ready. But look, it is what it is there. All right, so Daniel Fitzsexton has brought up the very next topic, coincidentally enough. I can't wait for our Warriors for this weekend. It's going to be an emotional game in New Zealand, and I'm living in New Zealand up the Warriors. All right, so thank you for that, Daniel Sexton. Fanatics. What are your thoughts, bro, on what sort of comes to your mind when we think about the Warriors and Mount Smart, and how do you sort of dissect that in your own way, man? Over to you.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a really emotional, return on the Sunday. Now they already are in Auckland now, so there's been a lot of posts and players posting stories on it being back in Auckland. So that's been great to see, and it's really going to be a huge occasion on the Sunday afternoon at Mount Smart Stadium, and it's the first time since 2019 since we played at Mount Smart. We played the Rabbitohs the last time we played there, so it's a huge occasion. It's going to be packed, 27,000, a full stadium there, and it's going to be good. We've got a lot of new players that have not played at Mount Smart Stadium before, the likes of Wade Egan, Alia Katoa, as well as Reece Walsh, and you name it. There's a lot of players that have not played at Mount Smart Stadium before, so it's going to be their first taste, running onto that Mount Smart Stadium field, running out to the tunnel. I believe they're going to use the old tunnel that we used to run out quite a lot back in the day. So that's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to it. I will be reacting to the game as well. We're doing a live reaction on my channel. I'm sure you'll be doing one on yours as well, apparently. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be great for the fans back home to finally get to watch their team in action there at Mount Smart Stadium, and it's going to be a good occasion actually, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, I guess just on that topic as well, the Warriors, obviously, as you guys know or don't know, the last time the Warriors played at Mount Smart was the 30th of the 8th, 2019, right? 30th of the 8th, 2019. Now, regardless of what team you sort of support, that is still a long time to be away from your home, right? Let's think about it in the reverse. Say, for example, I don't know, there was a whole heap of New Zealand teams and you had one Australian team and they moved over to New Zealand for a set amount of years. It's the same feeling. So now the Warriors are back home. Now the Warriors are back home in Mount Smart. And not only is it a huge occasion, but it's actually historic. Historic in the sense that I don't think any other team has been away this long like we have. I follow other sports as well, just quietly. And one of the teams I follow is the Toronto Raptors, right? NBA. And they were away in America for about, I think, 8 to 10 months. It wasn't even that close. You get what I mean? Warriors being away for nearly 3 years. These absolute levels to this. The Warriors coming into New Zealand should be in. It's. I don't know how to describe it into words, apart from the fact that it's going to be emotional. I know that the fans will get up. You absolutely have to. And I don't even think you need to be a fan of the Warriors, right, to support them, to understand just how much of a big occasion this is. This is a win for rugby league, in my opinion. It's not only a win for the New Zealand Warriors and New Zealand Rugby League, but it's also a win for you. The fan there watching who doesn't really watch the Warriors, but will probably tune in for this occasion. It's a win for you, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just a good thing for rugby league for us, and it means that things are slowly going back to normality. Now, what is normality? I don't know. I'm not here to answer that, but in the rugby league center, absolutely cannot wait. My thoughts, though, my questions are to you, Fanatics. How important is Reece Walsh's experience in New Zealand regarding future contract negotiations. Sorry to just throw that one at you, bro, but let's hear it, man. How important is this right now for Reece Walsh, and obviously our collective ambitions of hoping to snag another good one here with him for quite some time? What are your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I reckon it's massive. It's really important, that Reece Walsh's experience in New Zealand is a good start, and look, it's important because we know that there's been a lot of talks whether Reece Walsh will hang around at the Warriors. He's got I believe he's got a player option. I'm not too sure on that one, but yeah. So yeah, I think it's really important for sure. I mean, the Warriors, want to make sure that he can have a good time in New Zealand, and hopefully entice him, to maybe change his mind and maybe stay in New Zealand for a bit longer. But look, personally, from my point of view, I think that I don't know if he'll stay beyond his contract. As much as it pains me to say it, I don't think he might stay as long. But yeah, because he's got family in Australia, I think that's the only thing that's possibly gonna, stop him from staying in New Zealand for longer. So yeah, I do hope that the fact that he's going to stay in New Zealand for a couple of years, maybe, and that maybe entice him to extend beyond his contract. But that's personally what I think.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, good point. I sort of want to follow what you're saying as well. I think it is really important. Yeah, look, that's the reality, right? You can sort of look. I don't want to use that cliche saying, so I won't say it right regarding the horse and water and all that jazz there. But you can take him to New Zealand, you can show him all you want, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if he doesn't want to stay. And yeah, I suppose you're right. It's about probably certain moments there where we can sort of try and capture him in those moments and hopefully entice him. I'm really hoping that the crowd reaction when he sort of realizes he's really playing rugby league in New Zealand, right, in front of a packed out Mount Smart Stadium. I think to me, that's one of the things I'm looking for. I hope in that moment there, it might sort of start something. And I know family's important. I'm not saying it's not. I get it, understand, but at the same time as well, maybe that might open the door for some future things. I don't know if he signs a contract or not. And I guess another question for you as well, just regarding the Warriors, man. So obviously we're playing in Mount Smart Stadium. Will the occasion, and I suppose we touched on this earlier, right, before we started, but will the occasion or could the occasion get to the Warriors? And even though we love the fact that the Warriors are here, and obviously it's all fairy tales, and as I touched on it before, unicorns and rainbows and butterflies and all that good stuff there. Are they really? Is the pressure on for the Warriors to win? And how big is this occasion? And would it possibly hurt them?
Yeah, look, for me, the only concern I have going into
my brother,
Sunday in this game is how can the boys handle, the expectation. There's an expectation that we go out there on Sunday and, everyone's saying we're favourites and we're going to win by a lot of points and all that. And, we know how we have been going this year. We haven't set the world on fire. We're struggling. We're 15th on the ladder. We've got to be realistic here. So people expect us to go out there and put 40 or 50 points on the Tigers. Look, personally, for me being realistic here, I think that it's going to be an ugly grinding game. I really do. I think it's going to be an ugly grinding game. This is what I believe. I had a long thought about this actually throughout the week, and I think it will be because one, these two teams are struggling this season. The Tigers are not going great. The Warriors are not going great. The Warriors have an interim coach in Stacey Jones there. It's pretty much the same regime. It's pretty much still the same regime, and we've still got the same players there. I think this week is probably the best team we've named in a while because we've got the likes of Ewan Aiken starting in the centres, which I think is a good move, personally, from my point of view. But in terms of this game, there's a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of people expecting us to win. go out there and win comfortably. And, in the past, as a Warriors fan, I know it, that I'm not to be overconfident thinking we're just going to win. You know, that's just how I feel. And people might think I'm crazy in saying this, but that's how I am. I'm conservative as a Warriors fan. I know how it feels, and I'm sure a lot of people know how I'm feeling right now of what's going to happen this weekend. So, I just hope that the occasion can help the boys along the line, and we need to get a win, and it's a very big game. It's very important. So, yeah, I'll take a win any margin this weekend. I would take a margin regardless. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
I appreciate the honesty there.
Yeah,
I absolutely do. And you know me, I'm on the same boat as you. We've had our little behind the screen yarns, behind the camera yarns, and my feelings on the Warriors and how, and all that jazz there. I don't need to go into it. And, I'm pretty conservative myself. But in this moment here, I'm going to chuck away the rule book. I'm going to say the Warriors are going to win. They're going to win well. The Warriors are going to be on fire from literally Suriname to Uanakin to Reese Walsh. This is going to be the game here where we set the world alight. I understand what Fanatics are saying, though, absolutely. And to be fair with you, it makes more sense listening to him than listening to me right now. But in saying that, stuff it, because I don't care. The Warriors are going to win. We're going to win well. We're going to smash the Tigers. Bring on anyone. Otoi Kamanu, they've got Roberts, they've got Laurie. I don't even care who they are. Stuff you and your team. We are going to absolutely just smash you guys. Look, in all honesty, as crazy as I sound, I believe deep down inside I do that I will win, but I also believe we'll win and we'll win well. Yes, maybe I'm letting the occasion get to me. Oh well, it is what it is. But I just have to throw away my conservative, realistic approach. And like I said, I'm not discrediting Fanatics here. He's right. He is right. We are 15th on the ladder. Don't forget that. It's not like we're first place, all right? He is not wrong. But for this game and this game only, I'm chucking away the rule book. I'm chucking away all those things I believe in. And I'm absolutely going rose-tinted glasses. They are so rose-tinted. All I'm seeing is pink around me. And I'm just going for it. There we go. Nick from Australia. Warriors by 50. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Warriors by 50. Nah, look, yeah, I just want the Warriors to win, obviously, but I'll win and win well. I think so. I'm sure we all have different ways of approaching this and looking at it from different angles, to be fair with you. We absolutely do. There's no right or wrong answer. But the reality is, though, the Warriors must win. Must win. I need to emphasize that point strongly, because if we don't win, and I told Fanatics this as well before we started, it's a pretty big statement here to make, and I guess I'll get Fanatics to follow through on his own opinion. But guys, with everything considered, listen to me. If the Warriors actually lose against the Tigers, this will feel like a grand final loss. This will feel like a press to me when you think about how long we've been away, when you think about all that time and energy and emotion that's been boiling up and all that stuff there. And even though we're going to throw away the ladder position, we're going to throw away the rankings, we're not going to talk about all that stuff. We're not going to talk about how we're traveling. No. If we lose this game, this is literally, in my opinion, a grand final loss to me. Fanatics and people in the comments, what are your thoughts? Give it to me. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. If we lose to the Tigers, I'm sorry, I don't care what you say, but to me, it's a grand final loss. Absolutely a grand final loss. Emotion to me. Fanatics, over to you.
Yeah, look, I think if we don't get up for this game, it's just going to be a real disappointment. It's going to be a massive letdown because, those fans going to the game on Sunday, are expecting the boys to come out there and play with pride in the jersey and put in a performance, that everyone can be proud of. So, look, I think it'll be a massive letdown if we don't get the win over the Tigers on Sunday. Now, the emotions, of it all really, we've got a lot to play for. It feels like, I know we are not in a position where we want to be in terms of the finals and that, but it is a lot to play for on the line here. We want to get a win, at home. It's a homecoming. And we also don't want to get that spoon at the end of the year. So we want to avoid that wooden spoon position. So we really have to win this game. No doubt about it. It's a must-win game for sure. We have to win. And it's a game which, really the players, should have a lot to think about in terms of what they want to play for in this particular fixture. So, yeah, look, it is a must game. It's a must-win game for me for sure.
Yeah, I guess, guys, there you go. Right, that's probably a perfect example of wanting the same goal but seeing it in two different ways. Right, you've got me being crazy. The Warriors can win by 50 plus. You got Fanatics more calm, more civilized. Right, more of a thorough. More thorough approach, right, with a lot of brains behind it, saying that so long as the Warriors win. But at the end of the day, we both want to win, so that's where we merge, and that's how you sort of get along sometimes, right? Seeing things from different ways, but at the same time, you both want the same goal. Anyway, another question as well, right? Just another Warriors question. We all saw yesterday on Instagram, right? We saw the players absolutely just seeping in that Warriors, being at Mount Smart, seeing the pictures, the players. How important do you think it is for the players, right? Because we all know about Mount Smart. Obviously, we'll be following the Warriors, but we haven't seen the Warriors in Mount Smart. We haven't for quite some time. But for the Warrior players there to be there now, to really feel what Mount Smart is about, to breathe it in, so to speak, to really get there and how important is it for the players like, Ewan Aitken, like Walsh, or even players like Sean Johnson? How important is it for them to just be in that Warriors element? Right, not like an actual true home game, being back at home. We're not talking about Central Coast. We're not talking about Redcliffe. Back at home, looking at the pictures, the history, breathing it in, exhaling out. What are your thoughts on that, man? How important is that?
Yeah, look, it's massively important. I've been looking at all the pictures. I've been looking at all the videos and that, and I saw a interview actually. Sean Johnson did an interview actually on one of the New Zealand media outlets there. He looked very happy. He just looked relieved to be back home, because he has got a young child, I believe it is, a young child there. So, he hasn't seen it, he hasn't seen the young child for a while. And, the thing is, that for me, maybe that could spark something for Sean Johnson this weekend, actually. I think, the fact that his form's been pretty disappointing this year and, he's been away from family and that. And, I think we may see a spark in Sean Johnson this weekend, actually. I think there's a huge chance we could see it on Sunday, playing back at Mount Smart Stadium. He'll be out there, wanting to, prove a point as well. So, yeah, I think not just him, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of players that, looking forward to that occasion. Wade Egan especially, who's going to be playing his first game there. Jack Murchie as well. Those Australian-based players that we signed. Marcelo Montoya, you got Dylan Watini-Zalesniak, you name it. There's a lot of players there. So, yeah, I think it is important. It's really important for those players to connect back to New Zealand, connect to the club and Mount Smart Stadium as well. And, yeah, it was just seeing the pictures and that, make me feel very happy. It's just great.
Awesome, and I'll follow through with you after that one here. But Nick from Australia has pointed out a very, I guess, whether you like to admit it or not, it's a point that unfortunately usually sways that way. If Sean Johnson loses, the blame will be on Sean Johnson. What are your thoughts on that? And I'm assuming Nick from Australia is not saying that he will be blamed as much as he's just pointing out an observation that he usually does, right? So what are your thoughts on that? I hope he doesn't get it.
Yeah, look. Look, I think it's pretty much just spot on. I think it's spot on. Yeah, because, Sean Johnson was brought to the club at the start of the year. People thought that, myself included, thought that he was going to, I wouldn't say he was going to turn the club around dramatically. I don't think that was the expectation, but he was going to be there to help, just help guide the players along the field because he's an experienced player and we know he's been around for a while now and that, but particularly around the games the last couple of months, especially, his head's not been in it. And his mindset, is probably just, I want to go back home, back to New Zealand, and which is understandable, which is fair enough, But in saying that, look, if we lose on the weekend, I don't think I'll be blaming Sean Johnson. I don't think I will be, but he does need to help a bit more and get more involved. I'm not going to lie here. But, yeah, that's just what I think. For me, Sean Johnson hasn't been the same player he once was, since 2011. And, look, he's had some injuries along the way, which hasn't helped him. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how he goes this weekend for sure. I do hope he plays well, and, there's been a lot of rumours around Sean Johnson and whether he's going to hang around the club at the end of the year. Is he going to stay until he's contracted? Is he going to move away from the NRL? I don't know, but there's been a lot of talk around it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes this weekend.
Yeah, that's a good point. And thanks again, Nick from Australia, for bringing that up. And if you guys aren't aware of who Nick from Australia is, he's a good bloke, so go give him a follow as well. Yeah, look, yeah, I think when everyone thought of Sean Johnson coming back, we all thought of the old Sean Johnson. That's the reality. We weren't even thinking about the recent Sean Johnson from 2018, 17, 16. We were thinking about the Sean Johnson from 2010, 11, 12. That's the Sean Johnson we thought was coming back, which is weird. But I think that's how we collectively thought. I generally think that. Obviously, he's come in and the club hasn't. It's probably been in arguably its worst position ever. And again, the blame should not be shouldered on him. But we all know the halfbacks of today's game, usually the high-end ones anyway, they're the ones who are leading the charge, right, regardless of how we think about it. Look at your Clearys, right? Look at your Clearys, for example. Look at your Hughes, right? Look at your Hines, yeah? Right? There's just so many players I can name off, so many halfbacks I can name off right now who are just doing their job, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, look, without trying to get too technical here, if we do lose, the reality is, and I think Nick from Australia touched on it, the media might have a field day of him. They will absolutely persecute him. They will blame him like as if he's the reason why the Warriors, were out of Australia. It's gonna be hell. It is absolutely gonna be hell. And it's unfortunate, but as I touched on before, that's just the tag. That's just the price you pay for being halfback. And I guess there's probably no other player more recognizable than a halfback in the club that's not doing well, right? You got your Brooks there. Everyone talks about the Brooks, right? And obviously the Titans there, yeah, and then obviously the Warriors too, and then the Bulldogs. So yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. But look, in saying that as well, can I also spin the other question to you as well, all right? And again, I'll be going through the comments too. We'll probably wrap this up in either 15 minutes time or another 20 minutes time. We'll see how we go with time and all that jazz. But Volkman being selected to play Mount Smart Stadium, that's a massive call, especially when you think of the likes of, Shinaris Tavita, who's normally played in that position in 5'8". Why do you think Volkman got picked ahead of Shinaris Tavita? And I'm not trying to ask you to be the coach here as much as just give me your own opinion. Why would he have been picked? And how much of a huge privilege is it for Volkman to be in that position to lead? Besides Sean Johnson, he's the second leader, so to speak. What are your thoughts like in that governing role regarding the play of the balls and stuff, the playmaking? What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, it's a very interesting decision actually, and it's going to be a big occasion for the young bloke actually playing at Mount Smart, in Auckland, on a Sunday afternoon in front of a packed stadium, and I hope that the pressure. Well, I don't think there'll be pressure on him personally, from my point of view. But I hope that all that crowd noise and stuff doesn't get to him. The fact is, he is playing with Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson is an experienced player, and he will help him, guide him along the way. During the week and leading into the game on Sunday as well. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. And look, I didn't think he did too badly against Penrith. I know Penrith, put on a best scoreline there, but I thought it was okay actually. I know he didn't set the world on fire, but yeah, look, it's an interesting decision when you got lots of Chanel Harris Tavita there, who's a bit more accomplished. He's more of an established player than Ronald Volkman, but Chanel Harris Tavita's still there. He's still there in the team. He's still on the bench, so yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they use Chanel Harris Tavita actually coming off the bench. Will they play him in a hooker's spot sort of role, or I don't know what they'll do there personally, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Volkman goes. Actually, I'm looking forward to how he performs on the Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, look, I reckon even for mine to sort of answer what you were saying, I really want Volkman to get more hand on the ball, right? Because in the first game, we understand it was obviously Sean Johnson against the Panthers, right? Running the ball around, etc., etc. Whereas this time, I want Volkman to get a bit more of the pill, right? I want him to get a bit more of the pill. I want him to sort of be in charge in some facets in the game, right? In some aspects where there is where he can sort of explore and experience that. Because yeah, as the guys are saying in the comments, and I absolutely believe it, he's a running half. And there was little glimpses of it too against the Penrith Panthers, by the way. But I almost feel like the game plan in that game was for Volkman to experience things, but still let Sean Johnson take charge. Whereas in this game here, I really hope that Volkman can have a bit more freedom, because I liked what he sort of brought. I did actually. I'm actually a big fan of what he brought. Actually, I just need to ask another question too. Is he a 5'8" / halfback? Do you know this? Is he a 5'8" / and halfback, or is he just predominantly a 5'8" like Munster is, for example, or Luai? Like, does anyone know there, guys? Is he just a 5'8", or can he play both positions? Do you know anything there, Fanatics?
No, all I know is he's a half, but
yeah,
if anyone in the live chat can answer that one.
Yeah. I don't know too much about him. I know that Jacko here is a big fan of him. I know he's been singing his praises for quite some time since he was announced. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And he talked about oh, well, there you go. There you go. Volkman is actually a 7. Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. My heart just started beating faster. All right. So, look, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good occasion for someone like him. I really hope, just like Walsh, that he feels that love, that Warriors passion, that he feels it in his veins, that every time it ticks, the blood flows, and oh man, what a huge occasion. What a huge occasion. Look, another question as well, if you don't mind me, just regarding the Warriors again, probably the last one as well. Give me your thoughts, bro, on the coaching. We love this subject. We talk about this subject every year, bro. Because he's a coach that comes in every year. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, look, it's all been happening lately, hasn't it? It's all boiled down. We've had the Warriors being inked Christian Wolf. There's been high interest around it, and Christian Wolf has apparently turned the Warriors down now, so that's not going to be happening. Look, Mark Robertson, I believe the owner of the club, he travelled to England and he tried to entice Christian Wolf to come to New Zealand and coach the Warriors, but he turned that down. So now we've got, look, there's still a couple of options out there. Shane Flanagan for me is basically my preferred option. He's my number one option there, but I don't see Shane Flanagan coming to New Zealand because I think there's a role somewhere on the lines of the Bulldogs that may entice him to go there because his son plays for the Bulldogs and Kyle Flanagan. There's another option that's been talked about is Josh Hannay. Now, Josh Hannay he's okay. I don't really rate him too highly. He did okay at the Sharks. We've also got John Morris, I think it is, John Morris. Yep. And you've also got all these other coaches out there like, Paul Green. Paul Green is an interesting one. Now, Paul Green did okay at the Cowboys. He won a premiership there, but he had some good players alongside him like Thurston, Matt Scott, Lachlan Coote. He's all had some very quality players like Jason Tamalolo as well. So he's not too bad. I don't mind him, but he also had a couple of bad years as well after that. So, yeah, I don't know where you sit on that one, but Paul Green's another one. Shane Flanagan, Josh Hannay, John Morris. I think there's a couple more that I've forgotten to mention, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I can see the Warriors potentially getting Michael Maguire as a coach as well. I forgot to mention that Michael Maguire is another one that could potentially come to the club and coach the Warriors. But the thing is with Michael Maguire is he needs to choose one option or the other. I don't think he'll be able to do two options. I want someone that's going to be fully focused on coaching the Warriors. I know the international thing is not a full-time job, but I want someone that's fully focused on just one particular job, and that's to coach the Warriors. So Michael Maguire might not be a bad option there, but I still stand by it. Shane Flanagan's my preferred option, but that's where I'll probably stand on the coaching side.
Okay. Who's that other bloke? There needs to be an investigation into this. Jeff Tuvey. That's right, Tuvey. Yeah. I reckon Tuvey for mine. Yeah. He's probably a name too that I may throw there. What are your thoughts on Jeff Tuvey? What are your thoughts on Jeff Tuvey?
Look, I wouldn't mind it. I think I know there's some people that don't like that idea of having Jeff Tuvey as a coach because he's someone that's probably like I think people just look at his coaching record. I don't think his coaching record's that bad. I don't think he's done too badly at Manly, but yeah, I think he's a coach that he could bring a bit of passion. He's a passionate sort of guy, and I believe he also helped Samoa. Actually, I think he was assistant coach of Samoa on the weekend. So I saw him in a Samoan coaching shirt, or something. But yeah, I think pretty much sure I did see him there. But yeah, Jacko Harrison too. He's not too much of a loose cannon. I understand that, fair enough. But yeah, I think he would be an okay option. But I don't know. I just don't see the Warriors going after someone like him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just reading through the comments here. So Te Waiwai says, they say John Johnson has become the steady general controller and thus a running attacking seven. Would do well outside him. Can't disagree. It was Benji that said it. He also said to back of this SJ slamming. Gotcha. Look, brother Jericho, he said stick with Jones, and he had a bit of a laughing emoji, and I think that's pretty funny. But what do you reckon? Should we stick with Stacey Jones if all else fails? Which it might, to be fair, which it might.
Yeah, I'd probably not. Yeah, I think maybe it's assistant coach, but definitely probably not a head coach. And I don't think he'd want it to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Tawara just says Stacey doesn't want the full-time gig. Yep. All right, well, there you go. All right, well, look, what I want to do probably, it's just probably the next 5 minutes. We all know about Origin, right? And all that jazz there. But I think I just want to quickly just bring it upon you guys. Just a bit of a general chat before we close off. Game 3, sold out in Suncorp Stadium, right? It's a big one. Obviously, winner wins all, right? Winner wins all. What would you make any from the Maroons context? Would you make any wholesale changes to your squad, or would you leave it as is? What are your general thoughts? And I'll speak from a Blues perspective before we finish it up.
Yeah, look, I think you've got to. You really do. The likes of, I think Corey Oates needs to come into the side because he is an experienced player. He's been there, done it before in Origin, and I'd have him in there for Murray Talangi because Murray Talangi, look, I think he's had a good season for the Cowboys, but he definitely did not have the night to remember on the Sunday night there. He really did struggle defensively as well. So I'd have someone like a Corey Oates in there to start over Murray Talangi for me in the Maroons. And in terms of other changes, well, Ponga is 50-50. I don't know if he'll be playing. I don't know what's going to happen there because he's not playing this weekend. He's ruled out due to an HIA, so he won't be playing for Newcastle against the Titans on the Friday night. So, if Ponga's not available, I'll probably have Walsh there. I'll probably play Reece Walsh at fullback.
Oh,
yeah.
You would, wouldn't you? You would.
No doubt about it. Even if how biased I sound, I would play him for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the main reason why I say that is because he's been Origin camp. He's been in State of Origin camp, and they're not going to pick someone that hasn't been put in that Origin camp. So Reece Walsh has been in that Queensland camp, and I think he'd probably be an option there if Kalyn Ponga's not right to play on the the next game, in the third game. So, yeah. I don't know in terms of the other changes, but, yeah, that's probably what I would do. But for me, yeah, Corey Oates has to come back in. Maybe the Hammer, I don't know. Maybe Hammer might be available too. Maybe he can come in, but I'd probably go with Corey Oates.
Gotcha. And obviously, you'd bring in Ruben Cotter as well, eh?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Ruben Cotter as well, if he's available. I'll definitely select him for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Have to see though, because apparently that injury is a bit lingering. Yeah, Walsh. Look, just quickly on that analysis, if you were to pick Walsh, obviously, look, I just don't want the Blues to damage him fully. I want us to hurt him though, but not to that point. You know what I mean? I still love Walsh though, obviously being a Warriors player. So yeah, maybe rough him up just a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, look, from my perspective, obviously the Blues win was good. It was a win we needed to obviously keep the Blues campaign alive. Now we're stuck with a lot of questions, dilemmas. Actually, not like the Maroons, thankfully. We're sort of stuck with the dilemma of who do we sort of bring in? We all know Latrell Mitchell is back and healthy, and we all know Jack Whiten is the same. To mine, I sort of see this game this week here for those two particular players as an origin audition, so to speak. It's an origin audition, especially for Latrell Mitchell or Whiten. In your opinion, if you can be, if you can sort of think of it that way, who would you not want to face for the Maroons? Latrell Mitchell or Jack Whiten, and why?
Well, that's an interesting question, actually. Look, I think Jack Whiten's been playing well. There was a lot of talk around, is it the right decision to play him in the centres? Well, he's done all right in the centres. I think the first game he played well there, and yeah, I mean, you've also got Latrell Mitchell as well. Now, Latrell Mitchell's back this weekend, which is a huge in for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. It's a massive, massive in for them, and to see him back, it's great. Actually, I like Latrell Mitchell. I really enjoy watching him play. There's some people that are critics of Latrell Mitchell, but I don't mind him. I think he's a good player, and he's dangerous as well. He's hard to stop. So for me, as a Queensland Maroons supporter, I'd say Latrell Mitchell. Yeah, for sure. He's a dangerous player, and he reminds me of Greg Inglis. Back in his day. So yeah, definitely Latrell Mitchell. He's a massive danger to the Maroons if he does play.
So when you said he reminds you of Inglis, do you mean like the fact that like Greg Inglis, he's from New South Wales? Is that what you mean?
No.
Is that what you mean?
Reminds me of the way. Yeah, he reminds me of the way Greg Inglis plays. Like
no, I'm pulling your leg. I'm pulling your leg.
Yeah. In terms of Indigenous, he's Indigenous as well, and he loves his culture. Latrell Mitchell's big on that too. So yeah, it just reminds me of that sort of type of player, and he's passionate guy as well. Latrell Mitchell. There's times on the field where I probably believe that he can be a little bit over the top, but that's the player he is. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Look. Obviously. Obviously, the reason why we're talking about this is because Stephen Crichton is going to have to be the one that will be ousted. I think he'll lose his position. End of story. Matt Byrne doesn't lose his position. Look, for mine, I'll pick Latrell Mitchell any day of the week, as I said before. He's got the X factor, and you're right. I think a player like him, all he just needs is one moment, 1 second. You know what I mean? All you just need is one slip from the opposition, and he will do something you've never seen before. He's an absolute X factor for us. And I think that's about it for me in terms of changes. I wouldn't touch much really from the Blue squad, apart from that. I guess for you guys, I'm hoping that you guys leave Tawalangi on. I thought he was sensational for you guys. He was your best player. I thought that honestly, he was that close to getting man of the match. It was, he got robbed. Actually, I don't think Cleary deserved it. I thought Tawalangi did. And I hope to see him play. I hope to see him play in Game 3, right? I hope he does. He's and even Cobbo as well. I hope Cobbo plays too, and I hope Burton keeps on giving him those big kicks, and I hope he keeps on fumbling the ball. It'd be great to see. But that's why. I hope you guys are virtually unchanged. That's good. I can't wait to face that squad again. It should be good. Just gonna read these comments here. Great. That's from Salmore. Walsh and Slater chat often about his game, which is great for us. And he does, just quickly as well by Al, he does, but Walsh isn't ready for the physicality of Origin yet. Brimson is a bit bigger and stronger. Okay. Yeah, look, that's a fair point. The physicality of Origin. I just want to bring it to you guys. Would you rather... Yeah, it's funny how we use those words, right, to describe Origin. Physical, otherworldly. It's this big thing. It's this, But the reality is, I still argue and say that Papua New Guinea versus Fiji was the better game of the night for me personally. But look, in saying that, I'll
Agree.
Jericho said, I didn't even watch. Yeah, of course you did. Of course you didn't, bro. You're pretty silent that night, man. I didn't even know. Yeah, you were silent that night, bro. I was trying to have a yarn with you. Nobody wanted a yarn with me. Don't know. Al Walsh is tougher than Ponga and was meant to play Origin last year. There you go. All right.
Yeah,
Fanatics, man. Are there any? I guess we'll probably just wrap this up. It's actually been a pretty good conversation, and I actually really like this because we're not lagging in and out, right? There's fluidity here, which I think bodes for better conversations and doesn't leave me feeling a bit frustrated inside. So it's actually pretty good. Is there anything you sort of want to wrap up with, man? Like regarding any thoughts, comments about the Warriors, all that jazz there? What are your thoughts, man? Anything like
that? Look, lastly, just quick, thanks to you for having me on. Hold the ball. I really appreciate it. And it was a great discussion. It's great to finally be able to do some lives again. It's been so long, and it's great to interact with the viewers as well. And I thought it was a great discussion, great fun. And here's to many more live shows in the next couple of weeks. But last thing also as well is the Warriors on Sunday. Hope they get up and get the victory. I know it's a must-win game for sure. And hopefully, it's a big occasion. It's going to be a big occasion on Sunday, and hopefully the boys can get up and get the result and go the Warriors on Sunday. And thanks for having me on Hold the Ball, and really appreciate it. And cheers to all the viewers.
No, you're all good, bro. Thank you again for joining. I'm assuming you're going to be doing some content as well today and tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, look, I was supposed to have my NRL tips up yesterday, but I'll probably bring them out today. And my Warriors preview for the Warriors Tigers game as well. That'll be up as well. So yeah, a bit of content to come as well. And also this weekend, the game on Sunday, which I'll be reacting to as well, and I'll review afterwards. So yeah, that's the content to come this week.
Awesome, and guys, make sure you give our Fanatics a follow and follow his videos and stuff. He's a hardcore creative dude. He's got the goods. He's got the work stays. He's a hard worker, and I actually personally enjoy a lot of this stuff. Believe you me. But look and say that. Thank you again for today. Yes, the discussion has been good. Yeah, and I've loved the fact there's no lag. No lag means I don't get upset inside, so that's good. And in saying that as well, before I finish off as well, I've got content, and as Fanatics sort of touched on, he's going to be doing a live. So he's got a live going on as well for Sunday, watching the Warriors game. I've got a live, so please feel free to alternate between the two of us. And at the same time as well, enjoy your week and obviously the footy and all that stuff. We probably won't ever do this midday thing ever again, for quite some time. So enjoy it while it's here. I just had a bit of a day off at work today, so I thought, why not? Why not? But anyway, take it easy, guys. Thanks again, guys, for being part of this. Thank you again, Fanatics, for being part of this. Yes, up the Warriors, up the bloody Warriors. We are going to win and win well. As for the Dolphins, well, let's just wait for them to get a starting 17 first. But look, and saying that, take it easy, guys. See you guys next time. And Warriors and our Fanatics knows how to hold the ball. Bless you guys. See you guys later.